Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday, so welcome back to the Abomination Vaults. For those of you who are new to our stream or on YouTube, welcome. It's good to have you. And for everyone else, welcome back. I'm your GM, DM Steve, and I'm joined by fellow D&D veterans Mike, Rick, Richard, and Nina as we go on a journey to crit fumble our way through learning Pathfinder. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello out there.
We're getting a little bit of a late start tonight because we had some behind the streams issues, and we have to stop right on time for other player commitments. So I don't want to take too much time on the intro, but I did want to call out one very, very important piece of information, an important milestone that you all at home helped us reach. We made affiliate on Twitch. Yay! Clap.
Hey.
Thanks, you guys. This allows us a lot of cool features. One of which
Yes.
is channel points. So as you watch our stream live on Twitch, you can earn what we are calling heroic coins. You can redeem these coins for fun things, some of which can actually affect the game itself. So if you are able to earn 1,000 coins, you can actually give a hero point to whichever character you think needs it the most to use in that session. Or you can say, it's kind of fun, right? Or you can suggest names for characters or other things in the game, and I will be forced to use them, so make them as ridiculous as you want. We also have a lofty goal that's coming, which is a community challenge, where you guys are going to collectively donate enough of these heroic coins, and if you do, we're going to have a Battle Royale one-shot featuring all of the 4 characters. I'm really curious to see who would win that. I think Mukta would just hide until everyone was dead. And then get the killing blow.
Don't ruin my plan.
Spoiler alert. I'm going to open that challenge in the near future, so you can be sure to save your points towards that if that's something you guys want to come together and do. Also, now that we have affiliate, you can actually subscribe to us. Another big important thing. So this includes Twitch Prime subscriptions. So if you have Amazon Prime, but you're not aware of the program, you can go to the Prime Gaming webpage and connect your Amazon Prime with your Twitch account, and that gives you 1 subscription a month you can donate to your favorite stream. And hopefully your favorite stream is us, and you want to support the small community content creators. You just have to go, once you have your account connected, you go to our stream channel, you click the subscribe and choose the Prime subscription option, and you can do that every month for us. It just gives us a little bit of support so we can continue to expand our show and do new and fun things for you guys. So,
and just a reminder, it does not auto renew. You'll have to renew it every month manually.
Yep. Every month you will pop in and just renew that. So if you have that ability to do that, we'd love to have that subscription. That's awesome. Also, be sure to use the Twitch bits to really show your support. All of the bits and cheers that you do in our chat goes to us. And as a bonus, you can get your messages front and center highlighted on stream. So from now on, whenever I mess up a rule, call me out live on stream. What could go wrong, right? So yeah, we have all these fun Twitch options, which wouldn't have been possible without your support once again. So thank you guys. Thank our community and our fans. And a big shout out to Phenomenally CJ, who came out of the gate with a 6-month subscription before he even announced that it was an option.
Yay.
Really cool of you, CJ.
Thank you.
Holy crap, CJ. Thank you so much.
Yep. We also need to make a channel emote so we can probably something with like the natural 20s and Nulara spear, or sorry, trident.
The trident.
Right? The trident of destiny.
Yep.
So yeah. And so for all of you who are missing or watch us on YouTube and not Twitch, keep commenting there and interacting with me. I love the interaction I'm getting over on that platform and doing some of our premiere videos, and keep it up and let me know anything else that we can do for the YouTube community that you guys would like to see. All right. With that all wrapped up, I think it's time to get back to the town of Otari for tonight's episodes. Players, are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep.
Very good. let's go ahead and jump into episode 13 of the Abomination Vault, Ruins of Gauntlight. Oh, and thank you, Doc Nina, for that last subscription right before the cinematic. See you in a minute.
The lumber town of Otari, with its storied past and a fair share of sinister secrets, has been fairly quiet in recent decades. Over the 400 years since its inception, the surrounding area has been the launching pad for many famous adventurers, and as a result, most of the ancient ruins have been fully explored, much of their mysteries already solved. But when the mysterious Gauntlight, an eerie landlocked lighthouse, begins to glow with a baleful light, the people of Otari suspect it's an ominous prelude to sinister events. The call goes out for a new band of heroes to save the day. Those heroes are Mukta,
One's path in life may shift like the sands. You have to adapt or be buried.
Halarmony Higgins,
Can I play something for you?
Nulara,
Hey, I know that it's scary, but you have to get up. Okay? Take my hand. Ugh, very good. Let's go.
Clovis,
Nature is not to be put in order. Nature is order. It is for us to put ourselves in unison with this order.
the time has come to enter the Abomination Vault, Ruins of Gauntlight.
All right. So when we last left off, our group of reluctant heroes had returned from the ruins of Gauntlight, fresh off the kill of Freznelkesh, the River Drake, before taking a quick break and midnight bath session to clean all the muck
Mhm.
off, and retreating to the Crooksnook, where everyone had unwinded a bit and enjoyed the actual fruits of their labor, or their, I guess, adventuring.
Mm-hmm.
So, that all happened last episode. And so when we pick up tonight, like, the camera fades in and we still see like the dark sort of town, the fog coming in on the harbor, the slight blue glow of the Gauntlight ruins off in the distance pulsing, and the camera kind of pushes down in through the window of the Crook's Nook on the second story into a bedroom where we see sitting around lounging is Yinyas Mara and Nulara. And so, the camera pushes in close and like very like steadily into Nulara's face. And Nulara, what would be seen on your face at this time? Like what sort of expression?
Well, right now I feel stupid because I'm wearing a robe, but I offer Yin the glass of wine that I brought up.
Mhm.
And then I ask, I'm sorry, did I wake you?
She smiles as she kind of sits up in bed a bit and shakes her head, and she says, "No, I was wondering what was taking you so long."
Hmm. Yeah. No, I had to stay for a conversation with my companions. Actually, I have a question, if you don't mind.
One eyebrow on her left side goes up a bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you sent your people down the swamp, were you aware that there was a drake there?
She kind of looks at you a little. You can feel her like sizing you up a bit, right? And she says, "This wasn't a sanctioned operation. If that makes sense. My employees are not treasure hunters or adventurers or brave souls like you and your lot. This was them acting on their own initiative.
Oh, I see. Because if you said yes to that question, I wanted to ask if you knew other things, if there were other things underneath that swamp.
She sits up in a little bit in bed and like pats her hand for you to come like sit near her as she kind of straightens up and is trying not to spill the wine that you've offered her.
I would, but you're really pretty and tempting, so I would rather just sit here by the door.
Makes sense. I'm sorry, like I have a lot of knowledge of the inner workings of this town, and I have ways of helping, but that place is not useful in my line of business.
Hmm. Oh, you're really pretty. But I really just wanted to ask because we might go back down there, and if we were, I wanted at least some information so that my group and I are prepared. Thank you for letting us stay at your here.
She kind of puts on a little bit of a pouty face and she's like, "You sure I can't tempt you?"
Oh, you already are, but I like earning my keep. So thank you for giving me the time of night, Ian. And I'll see you again. And then
Okay.
I walk out.
Yeah. So I think at this point, like you kind of like you're not there very long. You step in and then you walk out with like a little bit of a stressed look on your face. And I think it's probably good at that point you come out and you're like staring face to face with Mukta, who watched you go in not long before.
Put a finger up my lip while I look at Mukta.
I don't know who's looking at me. I don't see anybody here. And I continue on my way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so then we fade from that scene and like you see the lights like kind of go the lights come up and then it's morning time. And yeah, I mean we basically have a day of downtime because we collectively agreed that what you guys are going to do is just take some downtime from now until the party and kind of collect yourself and get ready to go back to the lighthouse. So did you guys all come up with what you wanted to do for your downtime? Let me see. Did I have anything? Yeah, so the next morning you kind of see the town as you guys wake up, like fairly. You guys are pretty late, so you wake up fairly late in the afternoon, like slightly before noon probably, and you can see like as you wake up, all of your fresh clothes have been hand delivered from the sort of bathhouse, so you all have a bundle of like fresh wrapped dried clothing waiting for you like on your door porch just outside your door. And
Clovis, our clothes look so good. I don't remember it looking this clean ever.
Well, it feels so good.
I know. Wow. So this
Right.
is what detergent smells like.
Yeah.
This is what clean clothes smell like. It smells so good.
We don't smell like earth anymore.
Yeah. Also, it probably changed color a bit. Like, who knew clothes were green?
What is this green?
Went from brown to green.
Yep. Yeah. And so, yeah, as you guys kind of get up and like start seeing around town, like you basically see like the town is kind of like alive, trades happening, and you see like posters and signs put up everywhere that are all announcing that like Osef Menhems is running for re-election and he needs your vote. So, what would you guys like to do with your first day of downtime?
Are there other posters of, like someone going against him, or it's just his face?
So you take a minute to like look around. It's only him. He looks to be running unopposed.
This looks like a fun election.
Although
Usually you have to have 2 people to have an election, I think.
I know, that's what I remember as well. So maybe they just don't want to run against him. You guys have plans for today?
If it is not too much, I want to go by the market and see if I can procure a virtuoso lute to replace this one. Although it is quite nice, I want to be at my best for the party.
Yep. I'm gonna go visit I saw some druids out by the pond. I'd like to go. I'm gonna go visit it, and talk to them, and also like to get some armor made out of that drake skin that I have.
Oh yeah.
it's true.
Not sure where in town I could get that done.
Oh, we could always ask around. We'll be going to the market anyway.
I think the druids themselves are probably a decent place to get sort of leather type armors created. It's probably not the only place, but it's definitely a choice for you. So do you want to start with that? Or so I don't know if you guys want to do, like, I can just ask you guys one by one how we're spending the downtime and we can do some rolls and see what happens. Or I know that you guys have a bunch of party funds to, like, figure out how you're spending too, right? Have you guys figured that out?
Not yet, but I was gonna say, how I could come with you guys. I can come with you guys at the market, and then I don't have to go back to the mausoleum until maybe later this afternoon.
Sure,
Not much
that would be
of an
good.
appetite, huh?
Hmm?
Not much of an appetite, huh?
No.
You don't want to practice during the day? You want to practice at the night? Punching the
Oh.
ghost?
Oh, punching the ghost. Hey, we've had a lot of luck with ghosts coming out at night. Also, I
I'm
don't
not
think-
sure
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not sure I would call it luck when I look at Mukta. Is it luck, Mukta? Or is it not something else? What would you call it in the desert?
My mother said there's no such thing as luck. Only skill and a slight odd chance every now and then.
Well, I was gonna propose to you guys that maybe after today we can go to the mausoleum, because I have a couple of notes in regards to like the things that we found. There's the black gemstone that maybe we could bring to the wizard. I forgot who has the doll, but I'm not sure if maybe we could power that doll in the safety of the wizard's store if he allows us. He owes us anyway. He looked into my memories.
That would be good. I think that would good. Don't you have
Do I have it?
little goblin doll with the big teeth? Ugh.
I know that you were the person that picked it up out of the nook, so I assumed Nulara was the one that had it, but I don't know for
Okay.
sure.
It's on Nina's journals. Let me look at the session notes.
Okay.
Perhaps
Somebody has
we
it. So
handed
whoever-
to
Yeah.
we gave it to TC. Perhaps TC has it. I'm not sure.
I don't see it on there. I see a lot of treasure. And some runes.
I did not grab that creepy thing, that's for sure.
There's like a shot. It's just sitting back on, like face down on the shelf. It was just shoved back in the corner. No one wanted it.
I like it. Little Chucky doll.
I think that would be a good idea, Nulara. We go in his super protected area. You plug it in while I wait outside, and then you see what happens and tell me later.
Okay, I think Mukta would be interested in it too because my memory's really good at the moment. But he had journals in a language that only Mukta understood. So I don't know if that's because, you know, like it's a language shared by your home town, so maybe it might affect you as well, Mukta. I don't know. By Voluk. Damn.
Didn't we pick up some books from down there?
I know
You
there
know
was
what?
specifically the one journal that you have, Hal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Yes.
believe Hal speaks that language as well.
Aklo?
Nope.
I don't think the journal was Aklo.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the journal is an undercommon.
Yes.
Oh, my session 11 notes aren't here. It didn't save.
Scientific journal. Though I spelled scientific wrong. I was like mixing it with sacrifice and scientific. Scientifice? Did you know what I mean?
What session was it you were
Okay.
missing? You were missing session.
Yeah, there was nothing on my session 11 notes entry.
Oh yeah, it's empty, huh? Too bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yep. So yeah, so you
Okay.
guys like make your way over to Morley Bent's odds and ends, right? Or what's it called? Odd stories.
Of
And
course.
you know, like last time you came, it was all like kind of locked up. Windows are all like drawn, and it looks like, you know, fairly closed currently. At least it's not open to the public.
Maybe we find your friend here, Mukta? The one you spoke with, like last time? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. So you hear like from deep in like inside, like, go away, we're closed.
My friend Morley, it is us.
That's all you have to say, right? It's us. And instantly, like the curtains come back, and you see him, and you just see like a fairly like sweaty, red-haired man that looks like his eyes are super like bloodshot, and he makes eye contact with you, and he like looks like shocked, and then you see the curtains close, and you hear like the clicking of the door unlocking as it opens, and he like looks up and down the street behind you, and he goes, "Get in, get in." And then as you come in, he like closes the door behind you and just click, click, lock, like 5 locks on the door. He looks pretty like frazzled, like maybe he hasn't slept in a while. And, you know, he's patting his forehead with like a little handkerchief he has. And he's just like, I've been obsessing over this memory you gave me, Nulara. It's quite puzzling.
Have you figured out more, or?
A little bit. I mean, I still have a bit more research to do, but I'm pretty sure that whatever that creature was, the Scalathrax, I'm like 99% sure that was conjuration magic, which means
Someone.
it didn't create it. It just transported it from somewhere else. I don't know.
Oh, there's possibly more of those things.
He nods. He's like, likely. I'm
I'm
so
not
close
too well versed in magic, but does that mean like there's a portal in the lighthouse somewhere?
Well, I can't prove it yet, but if my theory is that the lighthouse is in and of itself the portal.
Huh, that's inviting.
So he's like, looking at you, and he's very like his brain is definitely scattered, but he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you must have come for something important, right? Like, so what can I help you with?"
Oh, yes. So while we were at the lighthouse, we found this creepy doll, and then this creepy doll led us into fighting this creepy bird doll. And after defeating the creepy bird doll, we found that the creepy bird doll was powered by a black gem on its back. We also found this, and then I pull out. I'm just gonna say I have it. And
Yeah,
then I
sure.
pull out the goblin doll,
Uh-huh.
and then I push it to his face.
Yeah. So he he takes he's kind of like pushes back a little bit, but he like takes the doll and begins to like inspect it and turn it over and stuff as you're talking.
Yeah, if you look at it, there's a vacant space on its back that we think might fit the black gem. But since, we're not as studied in terms of the arcana, we didn't really delve into it much. So we were hoping if we could, in the safety of your shop, test it out here and find out more information.
This kind of like makes him a little scared, because he like glances around at like all the books and tomes and scrolls and all the like paperwork he has out, and he goes, "Maybe I should invite you into my testing space. Come." And kind of pulls you back, and there's like a staircase in the back that goes up to the second story. And as he leads you in there and opens, you can see a kind of like a much more cleared out room without as much of the flammable and important objects to him that he calls you in, and there's some like arcane runes around. He lets you know this is his workshop for testing the unknown. And he says this would be a much safer place for such a thing, and you did right for coming to me.
I make a show of like wrapping my hand around the hilt of my sword, just so that he could feel a little extra safer.
So he gives it a look. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna make him make a check here. I guess he just has wizard stat block. I'm just gonna roll a d20, and then if it's super high or super low, we'll see. Oh man. Okay, so with a 3 and his Arcana bonus, he knows, like, he has an edit. So he says, "I don't know too much about this. This isn't my area of expertise or anything. But if I was a betting man, I would say this is what those in necromancy refer to as a soul-bound doll." And he does reference the little like slot on the back, and you guys mentioned having the gem. He says generally, I don't know how they're created or what, but generally a creature's soul is bound into an object of some sort and then used to power otherwise inanimate objects. And he like shakes the little goblin doll that like the head like lolls over like all like terribly as it like shakes there, with like one of the eyes that are like sewn on is like half hanging by a thread. And he says, "So my guess is if you were to reunite that gem with this object, if that does contain a soul, it should come alive."
Let me know if this is stupid. And then I look at the rest of the group. What if whichever soul is bound on there, the goblin, because wasn't the goblin in like a fishbowl type of thing? Do you think that goblin, being that whoever made him used him, would know more about his creator and give us more information about the lighthouse?
It could not hurt. I don't see why that wouldn't be logical. Or it could be a murderer, and it's going to inhabit this goblin with its big teeth, and it's going to bite your face.
The good thing to know about this doll is it does look slightly incomplete. So I'll share the artwork again, since you guys might not have seen it in a while. It doesn't look like it has functioning arms or legs, because like where the arms and legs would be, it's just like little nubs that have been left unfinished.
It doesn't have fingers.
It doesn't have fingers or claws. It does have like a mouth, sort of, but it doesn't look like it has an easy way to move around, at least. So, as compared to Mr. Beak, Mr. Beak was fairly mobile and very dangerous. This, at a cursory glance, no promises, and with his like Arcana check, you're not sure, but it looks relatively harmless. Not harmless, but
I don't
Keep
know.
your
Looks
fingers
like
away from that
a bit. Looks like a flesh wound to me.
yeah.
Can we tie the goblin around a pole somewhere?
You absolutely could. I mean, the problem here is he has like this workshop with a table kind of built out of metal, like right in the middle. There's not a lot to tie it to, although since the table
On
has
its
like this metal
legs,
beam
like-
coming up, you could tie him under the table to the leg
Yeah.
of the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you
Yep.
be fine with this, Morley?
He says, I'm interested to see you work.
I will protect you with my life.
So you're gonna tie the doll to the pole. So you take some time to wrap it around and secure it to the table. And okay, and then what? You're gonna insert the gem into the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask everyone to step back since this is my idea anyway. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Okay. Do you guys all do as she said and step back a bit? The room's only about like 10 foot in diameter anyway, so it's not a huge room, but you can step back a little bit.
I will
As
go
far away from the doll as he can be.
out the door.
So am I
Yeah.
with them right now, or am I heading to the druids?
Well, you tell me. I assumed you guys were all like stopping this at first, but did you want to go off on your own?
No, I just want to make sure. I thought I was here, but then I was.
Yeah,
sort
we'll
of
just say you guys
second
are all
guess
together for
myself.
now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so Nulara, you get this doll secured, and then you get this like black sort of gem that's a few inches in thickness. So when you pry it out of Mr. Beak, and you kind of like pull the doll away because you've tied it, but you have to like still wedge that gem in there. So you're kind of like right up face to face with the doll for a second while you're putting it in, and like you're like kind of wincing a little bit, and just like that, the gem like slips in and snaps. And as it does, you kind of see the doll that was like before, like completely like limp and like hanging over. Its like head like straightens up a bit, and you like immediately instinctively back off. And there's no arms and legs, so it can't really move anything except for its neck and its head. And it's just like starts looking around, and all you hear is this loud sobbing, crying noise coming from the doll as it's speaking in Goblin. Does anyone speak Goblin?
I don't know what he's saying, Mukta.
But you can definitely understand the cries. And
Like
as
in
it
pain? Is he in pain? Like a pained cry?
make a perception check to see if you can understand this.
Sorry. Oh, now it's not the time to lag. Okay.
15?
15.
15 is reasonable. It definitely feels less of like a pain type cry. It kind of reminds you almost of like the kind of cries you'd hear coming off like a human baby or something.
Oh, wow. What?
And it's crying and it's like muttering to itself in Goblin, which nobody speaks. And then it starts like just crying louder and louder, and you can see its head like kind of thrashing a bit and like fighting against like the ropes. And
Morley, you're a smart old man with wisdom. Do you know what he's saying?
he says, "Oh wait, I think I got something for this. Hang on." And he like runs like out the door to go get something. And so as he's gone for like a minute, the doll is like working itself up into a frenzy, and like the cries have kind of turned into like angry goblin noises as it like stares at you with its eyes and struggles against its ropes, but it can't really move, so it's not getting anywhere with its struggle.
I'm so sorry, I say, and then I cover its mouth. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
In common?
Yeah, and then my face just shows how sorry I am.
So you speak common and you say this to him and you're looking at him. And like as you speak common, he looks at you and his language changes from like goblin and he starts speaking common as well. And he's just like, Master betrayed me. Where is the master?
You could have talked in common in the first place.
Yeah. And just muttering incoherently over and over about the master betraying him. Where's the master? And are you my master? And where's the master? And is the master here? I want to see the master. Like on and just like a
Wait, hang
like
on a
working
second.
himself
Who's
into
your
a frenzy.
master?
He says, Volok.
Did you know what he made you for?
Make a diplomacy check for me. Because you're trying to like talk to him and soothe him. And like how you're in the hallway, right? And Morley Bent like runs out and you hear him downstairs like pushing through scrolls and desks. It's like, it's in here somewhere. Where is it? And he's like looking for something.
Diplomacy. Well,
Yeah,
that's a +0 to diplomacy.
Diplomacy for all right, 15. So the 15, you're like speaking to it, you're getting down, you're trying to like calm it into like answering you, and it just doesn't respond to your attempts to soothe it. And it just keeps working itself up into a frenzy and he's not answering your questions at all.
Wait. Hang on a second. I feel that we came off at... this all came out wrong. I may have answers to your questions, but it's hard for me to answer them if I don't hear you properly. It's hard to hear someone when they're yelling.
Yeah, and he can barely hear you because he's yelling, he's talking, he's like talking about master, he's like, I'll beat your face off, like he's just throwing curses at you and everything. It's just,
I pull out
it looks
the
like your
gem.
words are bouncing off of him, you're not able to break through.
I pull out the gem from his back.
Okay. Yeah, you pull out the gem from his back and then instantly it just powers right back down.
I'm not cut out for this.
And then Morley Bent like comes in, he's like, I got it right here. Comprehend languages. And
Yeah,
then
no, he
sees you
can speak common.
He's like, oh, well, we should start with that next time.
Well, I mean, he was just yelling and my maternalness just kicked in.
Yeah.
Are any of my friends outside? Are they still hiding?
They're within earshot.
Hal, Mukta, anyone?
Is it okay? Did you punch it too, or did you kill it?
No, it was crying like a baby, and as much as I wanted to punch it, I couldn't.
I don't know. I heard a lot of crying, and then it stopped crying.
I
Seemed like you
pulled
punched
the
it.
No, I pulled the gem out, and then I lift the gem out. This child kept yelling out for its master and saying how it betrayed him. I guess my womanly charm doesn't work on it. And you guys have always been more diplomatic than I have, so maybe...
Okay, say
Yeah.
less.
Okay,
Plug him in, and I will talk to him.
okay. Do you think
Wait,
I should
wait,
pick up
wait,
the...
wait,
Oh,
wait,
okay.
wait.
What? Okay.
I step out of the room.
Oh.
Take off. See what?
The ropes? No.
Nope.
Okay. All right,
I
I'll
don't
be
think
right
so.
behind it. Yeah, I'll be right behind it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So
I
there's like
put
a
the gem back in.
Yep. You go back in and you pop the gem in and this time it comes back to life. And right where it left off, it's just worked up into a frenzy. It's switching between like goblin and common and undercommon. And it's just spitting like all these like fairly incoherent things all about like master and I'll bite your face off. And
It speaks
know.
common. How?
yeah,
I
so
will-
how?
I will speak undercommon to it and start singing it a little goblin tune that I learned back in the school in the Obel.
Mhm.
You know, maybe he can relate, come from the land down under, and I start playing the song for him
Okay.
to get him to settle down.
Yep. So you can do make an impression and I think you can do performance for that, right?
Yes.
So let's do it. because this is a make an impression check, which is the same thing that you were doing with the diplomacy, Nulara.
24.
24.
Ooh,
Nice,
nice.
so that is a success. So as you go into this song, this undercommon and goblin kind of like soothing song, it doesn't work at first, but as you continue like doing it over like the course of a minute or so, it does like soothe him to calming down, and he goes from being like super like intense and angry, and he just goes like quiet, and he's just staring at you like listening to your song.
Okay, so I'm going to stop playing a minute. I'm going to ask you some questions. Who is Valak? I think that's what you said. And maybe you can tell us about what you were doing in the area, the last thoughts you had before. Just tell me about yourself.
Yeah, the master chamber.
Yeah, so he's like sniffling a bit, and so he does tell you like, well, my master was Valak. He's a powerful mastermind, drow, occultist, artist, craftsman. He did it all. And he had a relationship with a book lady down below. And he worked for Mistress Belcora, who is very frightening and none of my business.
Who is this book lady? Is it not the same Belcora?
No. She ran the library down below that would get him. They would exchange books, and he would do translations for her occasionally.
When you say down below, you mean down below in the same area, right?
Oh, hi, Mukta.
Yeah, Mukta's like talking from the doorway, right?
I can still hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, yeah, down the staircase. He looks around for the first time and realizes he has no idea where he is. And then he looks at you guys, he's like, I tried to kill you, didn't I? I'm sorry,
Kill who you tried to kill? I'm not sure. I only recently here. I play good music. You would remember me for sure if you had met me before.
Yeah, he's like, I remember trying to eat that one, and he points, or he can't point, but he's looking right at Mukta. And he's like, I think I did almost kill you, didn't I?
Oh,
I
the
popped my head
bird.
back and wait a minute. Bird doll?
He looks down, like his eyes look down a little bit, and he realizes he's not in that form. He's like, wait, what is this? What form am I in? But yeah, it does seem like he was the same soul that was in Mr. Beak.
I pull out my shield and polish it a little bit just to show him a reflection of him.
Yeah.
This is what you look like.
So he kind of sobs a little bit, and he tells you that his
Oh,
master, master betrayed me. He promised me that I would have a body that I could live in if I just submitted to his experiments, and I could live forever by his side. But he never finished my body. Instead, he put me into that other form. And he gets
Can I look around the corners to see if someone's watching me?
Yeah. Make a. Yeah. So you're looking in the corners. You instinctively look into the corners. You don't see
after hearing what he said.
You don't see anything outright, but there is a very familiar presence that you're used to feeling in the corner of the room. You feel like there's something here with you that's not perceptible, but you can feel it, if that makes sense. So now that he's realized what happened, he says he shakes his head. He says, yeah, I don't know where we are, but you were asking about down below. Master had a door in his workshop. He hid it very secretly. There's a toolbox. You have to pull a tool at the bottom, and it opens a door that leads down to where Book Lady lives.
In his workshop, you mean the place where you jumped? Well, if you're the same bird doll, after my rat friend here, you flew after him. Is that the same workshop, or is that someplace else?
No, that was the lens factory. That's where Master made his lenses. No. Down below.
So how much have you walked around this lighthouse place down below? Do you know your way around? Like, if we, and I look at Nulara, if we put you on top of her backpack and you could sit on her shoulder or look over her shoulder, and then you could say, yeah, go here, go there, maybe?
He says, well, I know Master's workshop pretty well, and my bedroom, and I've been down to the library a few times. I could probably help you out. It seems like he's definitely possible to, but he sobs when he goes like, but please, just free me.
Like free you, like unplug you, like what do you mean free you? Like make some arms and legs and let you go swim in the river? I'm not sure what you mean.
Yeah, he like sobs and he goes like, my soul. Master said he would make it live forever, but I don't want to live forever like this.
Okay, so how do we do it? Does my friend here break this, whatever it is, your battery?
He has no idea. At least
I'll look at the wizard.
Yeah.
How do we do this? Yours is a magic one. How do we do that? I mean, of course, if it's okay with the group, but I want to live forever, but only in name for my music.
I'd love to help set your soul free. No one's supposed to live the way you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what he says is like he basically says like I'll help you in any information I can. Like, I have secret treasure in my bedroom. I don't know if anyone found it. You can have it.
Is your bedroom the smaller one?
He nods. He's like, yeah, it's right next to the pickle barrel. You can't miss it.
Pickle barrel.
Yeah. I think we've been by that place once or twice. I don't remember. We did not find nothing. And I'll look at Mukta and give him the side eye. Okay, so if we want to let you go, how do we let you go? Do we just untie you, or Morley?
Yeah, Morley.
You guy.
Like, he's stroking his beard a little, like his chin, while he watches this unfold, and he goes, well, if the soul is bound to the gem, then simply destroying the gem should free the soul, allow it to pass into the afterlife. But he's like, but there could be more useful information. Like this is an opportunity. Are we sure we've gotten everything we need out of him?
I don't
want to
know.
hold this man's soul hostage.
What else can we ask? You got 5 questions. Go ahead.
I like the idea of the backpack. He can show us around, and then we could let him go.
How far down could you lead us? Do you have a name, friend?
Borbo. Thank you for asking.
Borbo.
Master never
It's nice to
cared
meet
about
you.
my name.
You should never forget your name. The minute you do, that's when things go to shit. Borbo.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
maybe-
How
maybe-
far
yeah,
down
yeah.
could you lead us?
I've only been
the
as far down as the library, which is one level down.
Mm. Would you
And-
know anything about the Gauntlight?
Master tended to the Gauntlight for Mistress Belcora. What was it? She needed him to make something for her. Lenses.
Lenses. Okay.
Yeah, very important. Master was toiling over that for what seemed like months. Perfect was never enough. He was always trying to improve it.
When the last time we went there, and then I kind of like usher Mokta and Clovis in because they weren't with us when we saw like the Gauntlight when we were right next to it.
I go very reluctantly.
He's okay. I'm gonna look at. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, the first time we went up to the Gauntlight, we saw a like a shadow of something that was inside the light, like a silhouette.
Right. He kind of like looks like he's like racking his brain, and he's like, "No, I don't know anything about that."
Did your master mention anything about keeping something in there or powering it with powering the lenses with something or anything?
I mean, Master was distraught. That's where Belcora died. She was struck down by some people, and me and Master hid in his workshop. And when we came out, he found her lying there at the base of the lighthouse with some
Ooh, the haunt.
fresh, like, lying in the blood, and he never forgave himself for that. Like, he went back to the workshop and destroyed everything in a fit of anger. Then he doubled down on his research. He said he needed to make it right. And then he like kind of like says like, you know, and then I'm one result of that research. But he was making all kinds of creatures down there. He had a table where he would drill into things' heads and transfer souls between bodies.
We know what that table. We saw that.
And after he promised me immortality, he put me into that Mr. B body and put me in the workshop and said to wait, he'll be back. So I waited and waited and waited for I don't know, a long time.
Good things we came along the next day, or I don't know if it was the next day. And picked you up. Well, she picked you up, my friend here. But what else? Anything else you can tell us?
Given the state of like the room that you caught, like you saw, and like some of the dates that you know all this happened, he's probably been sitting there waiting for his master to return for like in the neighborhood of 400 plus years. Yeah, 400 plus years.
Centuries.
Holy
Oh boy.
crap.
Uh,
that'd
Borbo,
make anybody angry, huh?
yeah. Would you mind waiting a little bit longer? We would love to set your soul free, but we need your guidance in when it comes to traversing the rest of the, at least up until the library.
He there's like a little bit of like hesitation in his voice, and he says, "Well, how do I know I can trust you? What will you do for Borbo?"
I sit
mean-
right in front of him, and
Mhm.
then I show him like a pendant that I've been wearing like I pull it out of my armor,
Mhm.
and then like there's like a sigil of Pharasma on it.
Uh-huh.
I am bound by my maker to set souls free when they're not meant to be on the material plane anymore. You are not meant to be here, my friend. You are meant to cross the river of souls for your soul to be judged by my lady. It is my
Uh,
purpose to make sure that that happens.
So interestingly, as this is happening in Nulara, you're sitting down right in front of the Borbo, the doll, right? The doll of Borbo, and like saying this. Clovis, for the first time, you're sitting here watching this, and out of the corner of your eye, you swear you saw something moving in the shadows. And you turn to like look at the source of what you saw, and it's gone. But for just a brief moment, you thought you saw something in the room. And as you're speaking, Nulara, you feel like almost like an emptiness in your heart is being filled as you say these words to Borbo. And so Borbo, he doesn't have much choice, right? Like he's at your guys' mercy, but he's willing to help out however he can.
Your
You just gotta let
guidance
it-
would help us lead so many more souls back to where they should be.
So I guess he's trying to ask the director, like, what is your purpose? What is your goal down there? Like, what do you need me for?
Well, a guide. There could be traps. If Volek was as paranoid as you mentioned him to be, then from what I learned about paranoid people, they do whatever they can to keep everyone else away from what they're keeping. So if you're aware of any traps or...
Well, the good thing you're bringing Borbo along, because there's one thing I know, the Morlocks down there, oh man, they love a good trap more than anything. And the library is run by a bunch of Morlocks.
Are you sure they're not kobolds?
He's like, pretty sure I know the difference between a kobold and a Morlock.
Oh, sorry.
And then Hal, everyone looks at Hal. But the other thing that's weird is like the way he's talking, right? When he says the Morlocks are like down below, you guys know the Morlocks are like on the same level that he was found on. But as he tells you they were down below, he seems to think the Morlocks live down there.
Live like down, like inside the library?
Right.
Oh.
Like he says there are some Morlocks that live down there. There's definitely some, like you definitely need to watch your step when you're in the Morlock's lair, kind of thing.
It's good to know.
These Morlocks, they sound dangerous. I'm good. I'm glad we did not see them.
Yeah, that's true. You don't know that you even saw the same one.
Morlocks and kobolds. This is turning out to be quite the predicament.
Yeah, and like Borbo just kind of reiterates, like he's really upset at his master Volek for what he's done for him and betray him. So like he lets you know, like, if there's anything I can do to help make sure that you get payback or right whatever wrongs he did, let me know and I'll help. Unfortunately, he doesn't know what happened to Volek because Volek told him to stay in the lens room and guard it, and then just disappeared.
Does your master have a weakness?
He's like strokes his, or he doesn't stroke, but like you see him like thinking, Oh yes, he does actually. There's one thing, he's as cruel, or he's as vain as he is cruel, and he's very, very cruel. If you somehow were to present an image of him and threaten to destroy it or harm it in some way, it would probably unbalance him mentally, might provide a bit of an opening. There's only one painting that I know of with him in it, but I can show you where it is. It was in the hall right outside of where we met first.
Aha. Really?
Oh no.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll show you. Let's go right now.
Don't think we need to go all the way there.
Yeah. But if you
Do it.
recall, there was four paintings in that hall, right?
Yeah.
And you guys
was
took
he the third picture?
We took 3 of them.
So yeah, you took 3 of them. The fourth one was empty; it was missing.
That's right.
So the first
The
one
fourth-
was like the city of Absalom with Ghost Rising, right? The second one was the
Yeah.
Gauntlight Keep with the blue beam and the ghosts kind of coming out of it. The third one was missing when you guys got there, and it just had a plaque that said "The Artist at Work."
All right. Okay, yeah.
And then the fourth one was Belcora, like the Lady of the Light. So
Fuck.
the painting
He
is telling you.
probably took his own painting.
Yeah. So we got to find the missing painting.
I look
But
at Mukta and Pal, knowing that they have some diplomacy in them.
But it is at least a lead on, like, that painting could be useful if you could find it, I guess. So yeah, Borbo is ready to tag along, and he is. Are you guys? So here's my question: are you guys gonna like power him down until you need him, or are you just gonna like tie him to your belt like God of War on PlayStation and just have a head walking
Well,
around?
we do have a
talking?
party and some errands that we have to check out. So,
Right.
Borbo, I know
Yes.
this has been promised to you before, but I can take your soul with me. I'll put it in my pocket. I'll pull you out of this doll, because we do have some things that we have to attend to at the moment, and we can't go to the Gauntlight yet. So I have to ask you to wait again, but we will come back. You'll see us again. And after everything's done, I will ferry you to the River of Souls.
I would very much appreciate that.
Okay. It's nice to meet you. So now imagine that you're closing your eyes, and then I'll pull out the jar.
Yeah, he's got the eyes that are right there. He can't actually force them closed, but he like, okay, I'll imagine. And then you pop it out, and the doll goes limp again.
Yeah, put it
I
in
mean,
my
I was
pocket.
about to ask him if he wanted to go to a party, but
I don't think they would react well to him.
I mean that's why I wanted to ask if he wanted to come to the party.
Oh.
Yeah. So Morleyman's
can.
been like quietly watching all of this kind of happen, and like just kind of like absorbing it all in. He's like, well, this is great. We've learned more about the lighthouse, and apparently this Volok was in charge of some lenses, but why would Belcora need lenses? I got so much more to learn.
Of course, you put the lenses and make something see better out of it, like the eye of a lighthouse. I don't know, perhaps.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, but it already worked. We saw it. But maybe it works because. Oh. Very interesting.
Would you
You
let
guys
us
were-
know when you
yeah,
find
you-
out?
You guys were. Have you guys been up there to see the top of the lighthouse? Like, is it safe?
In the day, when the sun's out, you were able to climb up all the way.
He goes,
My friend, you keep your business locked during the day for fear of what might happen. I think the lighthouse is not safe, in your opinion.
well, maybe you could solve this mystery for me. Like, if what Borbo said is true, this lighthouse needs lenses to function. If you guys just go up there, remove the lenses, it should disable the whole thing, right?
Remove, break, punch, same thing, right?
Well, no, if you destroy them, all of their secrets and magic go with them. We need to recover them so we can see what they do.
So-
Right. And I just give a look to the rest of the group like,
The last time we went there, Mushi almost died just because we walked into the base of the lighthouse.
Well, to be quite fair, we've gone several places where Moshi almost died.
That's true.
That's true. So
That's the story.
Morley is really excited. So he says, if you don't mind, I'm just going to return to my research. You guys know how to let yourselves out, right?
Yeah.
I got so much more. And
Appreciate
he's
your
like,
time.
find me those
I didn't-
lenses. And then he like, it starts. You hear him like going back downstairs and rummaging through new books. He has to like research things on.
did we want to give him the journal or maybe not? I whispered to Hal.
Oh, I look at this stuff. I have no use for it. Here, you give it to him. I'm not sure if you can make heads or tails from it.
I'm not sure if we want to give it to him right now. Maybe let's hold on to it for a bit.
Okay.
So yeah. So unless there's anything more very pressing, then we'll just kind of fast forward to you guys like leaving Morley Ben. So this is only taken you guys only spent like an hour or so of this. So this is like, a cool role play moment, but we still have like downtime to spend, right? To do some of these things that you guys wanted to do. Like some things that can only be done in downtime. Like shopping's fine, but like also like I know like Clovis wanted to learn a new spell. I know that he was also talking about that wasn't really downtime unless somebody's going to spend the time crafting the armor, but he was talking about finding someone to craft the armor, so you're basically paying someone else to do the work for you guys. I know that we had like some runes that you guys can add to weapons or transfer from weapon to weapon, if somebody wanted to spend downtime doing that. Or I don't really know what you guys had in mind for like the downtime activities outside of like the role play stuff.
I wanted to do some busking once I get the new loot. If we
Right.
can procure that, I can go around town and see what everybody thinks of how good it is.
Sure. Okay. So we could probably do that. Like, have you guys figured out how you want to like split the funds? Like, as far as like buying the instrument, like what the gold cost is, right? Because it's available at the Otari market.
Yeah.
So it's like what, 50
Yep.
gold?
Mukta gave 20, if I recall. Did you take it off your sheet there, Rich?
Yes, I believe I put it into the trade character as well.
Oh,
Did I
okay.
not?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I think I saw
Yes.
like, yeah,
There's 20
just
gold.
yeah, there's a 20 gold stack on the trade character that he contributed towards that.
I can give you 4 gold for your instrument, Hal.
It costs way more than 4.
Well, I can
Which-
pitch
how mu- how
in
much does
with
it
4.
cost? Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, you hang on to it, Nulara. As long as you promise to keep me alive. I think I've got a good way. I think me and Mukta have a good understanding, and whatever he does and whatever I do, I think we can cover it after that. As long as I can. If you don't mind, Mukta, I appreciate it. Of course, if you want to give me money, I will be playing in town. You can come put it in. I don't have a hat. Maybe I need a hat too. Or a case. Maybe I need the case for the loot. And then I could just have the case open and you come drop your coins in there. I don't know. We'll see. But I think we should be okay. If that is okay with everybody.
With
No?
me. Yeah.
Of course.
That's okay
I
with me.
mean,
I'm
Your
okay.
instrument helps us more.
Absolutely. I
That's-
do want to get some armor made. I have no idea what it's going to cost. So, but I'm sure I can pay when I pick it up. I'll find out how much.
Okay. So to the market then?
So let's just say, like, to expedite it a bit, like with the hide that you found from the Drake, right? basically like what they tell you is if you wanted to sell it to the people that were willing to buy it off of you for 40 gold, because it is pretty valuable material, right? It's got some fairly magical properties built into it. But if you're interested in turning it into like, you know, magical armor, then you'll have to, in addition to like using the hide because you're providing the materials, which dramatically reduces the cost, it's going to cost 15 gold in like crafting time of the person, and it's going to take basically like, I believe crafting takes, is it 5 days, 4 days? I have to look it up.
Okay.
Crafting takes 4 days. So if you you know, and they do say that they are willing to take the hide and start working on it, and then you know you can pay the 15 gold when you pick it up.
Okay.
That's fine with them because you're like leaving it, because if you just don't ever come back, they're just gonna sell it.
Right. So, you guys okay with that? Get some gold later.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, and we'll just say that for like at the druids at the Stone Ring Pond, there is some people there who are very well versed at this sort of like turning animal hides, especially like magical animal hides, into protective armor. And they say basically what it'll do is it'll craft some leather armor for you that'll give you some sort of built-in acid resistance.
Okay. Very good.
Yep. So you can go ahead and remove that hide from your character sheet in 4 days' time. So it's you know, Farast, or it's Toil Day, which is Tuesday. So on Saturday, your armor will be ready.
Excellent.
Okay. And so then you wanted to, like, you wanted to get the instrument before you did your income making.
Yes.
Hal, is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So do you have the 50 gold to cover it?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So you guys kind of like tag along with Hal at the market, and he
I will quietly kind of drop off from the group when we're in the market.
Okay. So what are you gonna slip? Oh, so let's do like Hal, right? Let's go ahead and just focus on you. You're gonna buy the instrument. Did you already spend the gold and buy it?
No, not yet.
Okay. So you can go ahead and do that.
All
And
right.
then-
Dari market.
And then you're gonna go use your newfound virtuoso instrument to earn an income busking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Music, handheld. No, virtuoso handheld. Yes, that is the one. For my inventory, there it is. How do I do this? How do you procure? Do I give you the money and do I drag it away from you? How do I move
If you drag it from there to your character sheet, it should add it to your character sheet and take the 50 gold off your character sheet.
Okay.
So you have to make sure you
handheld.
have the gold on your character sheet to buy it.
Got it. How many items do you want to move? Just one? Move item.
So I think you need to move the gold pieces, right?
It should
It-
do that automatically. So
It
there
did.
was
If you
a
look at
there was a glitch where some of my shops weren't listed as shops; they were just listed as loot, so it didn't automatically deduct the gold. But one of our viewers found that out when I posted all the exports of my stores. They said, "Hey, you don't have them all set correctly," so I was able to fix that, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
And I will remove the gold pieces from the trade character. Is the bottom one 20 gone? Okay. Yeah, it decremented everything appropriately.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
And it tells you in the thing, it says sell item. It says Atari Market sells musical instrument to Hell Harmony. And if I look, the market should have. Does it have the gold? It has like some platinum and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. So now
And-
let's have you make your earn an income roll, right?
All right. I get
So-
another +1 bonus. I'm not sure if it is already built in, but we will find out.
Try to
Was-
make sure you have the loot equipped, and then I think it should.
Yep. But maybe it is okay. It doesn't look like I have it equipped. +1 performance checks using it, so I think we have to add another +1 somewhere.
Let's see. Let me look at your character real quick, because if I look at your item, and I look at character inventory, and I look at the Virtuoso handheld, and then I look at the rules. They have it built in, so anytime you make a playing check, a performance check, it should add up a 1 item bonus. So I think it should be built in automatically.
Let's find out. I was expecting it to
Yeah, let's find
pop
out.
up. Oh, there it is. Virtuoso performer, the strings, charisma, trained. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, yes. 20.
That is a
Seriously?
20.
And it added all your bonuses correctly, right?
Yep.
Plus 4 charisma, plus 5 trained, and plus 1 for virtuoso. Okay. So, I literally closed the earning income thing right before you rolled it. I don't know why. So, income. Let's double check this. Earning income. So, income earned, the task level is, I guess 3, because you guys are level 3 now. And you're so success, you do competent work, you gain the amount listed. So are you an expert or are you trained?
I am trained.
You are trained. So basically with that roll during your day of busking and all the blood, sweat, and tears you put into this, you earn a total of 5 silver pieces.
Ooh,
Excellent.
That's 5 more than 0.
Yep. Now, as you do this, you're starting to realize why people go into adventuring more than busking on the street, right? Because
Yep.
You're really doing it more for the exposure, you know?
yeah, you're getting paid an exposure. It's you know.
Oh no.
You need to sign this as we'll play for food or play for money. Maybe get more money.
Yeah. Okay. And so, Clovis, you talked about going to the Druids to get the armor made, and you also wanted to learn. There's a spell that was an uncommon spell that you wanted to learn, correct?
Correct.
So, as you show up to the Druids and you start inquiring about this spell, there is a Druid available at the sort of like conclave that is willing to potentially train you, and his name is I wrote his name down and now I can't find. Yep, I forget what his name is. But anyways, here's his name. His name is Mufurlo, and he is very oddly, maybe something you've not seen before, he is a pug type creature. He's what's known as a shuni, which is like a dog man. So he's got a full-on like pug face, and then like kind of like this weird half dog, half humanoid body.
That is freaking awesome.
Right? And so he's very curious because he's a druid of Gozra, and he wants to vet you before he'll be willing to teach you the master of the elements. So what he wants you to do is to kind of like spend some time with him, have a conversation about nature. Basically, you need to make an impression on him and make him like you. So there's 2 ways for you to do this. You can either make a diplomacy check or you can make a nature check to connect on like your love of nature.
All right.
So basically, you're either doing a make impression check or a recall knowledge nature check. But either way, it's a if you have any bonuses to either make impression or recall knowledge, then this would come into play.
Oh, we'll do a nature check.
All right, give me that recall knowledge nature check. The DC on this check.
So am I rolling straight when you say recall knowledge? Am I just rolling nature, or is there?
No, it's still just a nature check. Yeah.
Okay, all right, but I'm just recalling knowledge.
The action you're doing is like recall knowledge, but it boils down to a nature roll.
Gotcha. Just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly.
Yep.
All right.
Unless you have some other specific lore that you'd want to go into. I don't know how much lore skills you have. But the DC on this is 15. You get a 19, which is enough for a success. So you guys spend like the better part of the afternoon together, and because he ends up liking you, he says, you know, you haven't impressed him enough with a critical success, so he's not willing to teach you everything he knows. But he is willing to teach you the sudden bolt spell that you were interested in.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
So he kind of takes you out like a little bit outside of town to where it's a little empty. And together he's going to impart his knowledge that he knows into you. So he's basically, you watch as he like kind of like summons like storm clouds that kind of appear in the middle of nowhere, and like bolts of lightning just zip out of the sky and like char the ground and make like big explosions where it is, and it's loud, and even everyone back in town that's not near you guys can hear this like loud thunderous crack just like echo over like the kind of valley of the town, which is weird because there's no storm in the sky, but you guys are hearing crashes of thunder. And so he basically tells you, like, you know, I know that you are like more in the plant side of things, but you need to like tap into your fury. You gotta find the anger inside of you and channel that anger into the electricity. And so he's teaching you his tips on how to do this. So the next thing you have to do is there is a check to see if you can actually learn what he's teaching you. So it's a second level spell he's teaching you. So it takes 2 hours of him working with you for every time you try this. So the action that we're doing is learn a spell. Okay. And so since you are a druid, you're going to make another nature check. So the DC is, I got to look it up. I think the DC to learn it is going to be like 18.
Ooh, shit. All right.
Because it is an uncommon spell, so it's a little harder than a normal spell. I got to check if it's 18 or 16.
Oh, yeah, that does it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You nail it.
That's a
And you
critical
critically
success.
succeed. So on a critical success, you learn the spell in half the gold cost. So the material cost to learn the spell for a second level spell is 6 gold. So it only costs you 3 gold to learn the spell.
Nice. Considering I only have 4 in my pocket, that worked out.
Good point. Yeah. So for 3 gold, he teaches you, and with a little bit of practice, you two are able to kind of focus your passion into a focused lightning bolt. And now you have access to the uncommon spell, Sudden Bolt. I think that's what's called, Sudden Bolt.
Sudden bolt, yep.
Yeah. So very cool. I don't know if there's an easy way for me to put it in chat. I think you could probably pop in chat so everyone can see it. It's pretty cool. It's like a spell that deals 4 d12 lightning damage to a target. So nothing to sneeze at. Okay, so we cut back now to Mukta. Mukta, you slipped away from the town, the marketplace, and to do your own thing. So what is Mukta doing?
Yes, Mukta is doing 2 things. First, spending a little bit of time around Menhem's Manor.
Okay.
Just trying to scope the place out a little bit, maybe see if the mayor is going about town. If he is, maybe follow him around a little bit discreetly.
Okay. You as you like see him, he's not hidden, right? So you look around town. He's definitely on the campaign trail. So he's going around town. He's like saying hi to everyone. He's shaking their hands. He's, you know, kissing babies. He's reminding everyone about how great they have it here and how he is going to, like, you know, vote for me. Like, absolutely, like everything is great. You know, why would you vote for someone else? I mean, nobody else is even running. And then you hear one of them speak up like, oh, it's not true. Actually, Carmen is running again. And then there's like a moment where they both look at each other and they both burst out into laughing. And they're like I said, nobody else is running. And he like shakes their hand before moving on.
So that's perfect. I'll trail behind him a little bit. I want to kind of maybe catch what people might be saying once he leaves.
Okay. So yeah, so as he steps by and talks to people, they're very like charismatic, chatting with them. But when he leaves, you actually do hear there is a bit of sentiment of people like saying like, you know, it's a little weird he didn't even address the lighthouse situation, right? And they're like, yeah, like did he think we just forgot about it? Like, how can he say that we're safe if we're being attacked by undead in our own graveyard? And they're like, yeah, what's up with that? But then they're like, what's our alternative? Like, I'm not voting for Carmen. And they're like, yeah, I guess you're right. And they kind of like leave it at that. It sounds like they don't love him. Not that they don't love him, but like they're a little on edge because of the whole lighthouse situation, one. And two, there just is no other candidate that looks even remotely like interested or viable.
Okay, after a bit of that, I'll make my way back to the Crook's Nook.
Okay. So yeah, you slip into the Crook's Nook, and you see like the normal like crew. The bartender gives you like a little bit of like a knowing nod. There's some people in the back. There's like a dartboard set up, and they're having like a dagger throwing kind of competition and betting for money in the back. And the
I'll
bartender
head up to the bartender. Where is she?
She's in her room. Do you need her?
Yeah, we just need a little chat. I'll head up there. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I'll head up to her room. And I'll knock.
Yep. You knock, and then you hear like a little bit of like shuffling of papers and like some hushed voices. Like she's talking to someone, and then she calls like, you know, who is it?
It's Mukta from the adventuring group.
She's right. One moment, and you hear like someone like picking up like kind of papers and stuff, and then the door like unlocks and opens, and you see there's like a little like halfling guy that's like carrying like a stack of papers. You've seen him around. You probably don't know him like or anything, but you're cordial with each other.
So it's one of the guild then, not an outsider.
It's definitely one of the guild, yeah.
Okay, I'll drop the act of being like the
right, and he gives you like a kind of like a knowing nod, yeah, exactly. And he like kind of leaves, and then she calls you into her like office.
Mera, I know I'm not quite as good looking as my friends Halamri and Nulara, but
they're so nice to look at, and they're so fun to play with.
Yes, one of the reasons why I'm here. They're good people, Mera. I hope you don't intend to play too much with them.
I haven't decided yet. You got a soft spot for these ones.
People save your life a few times. It tends to happen, huh?
I guess that's true. So what you're saying, they're off limit? Are you giving me orders?
I'm asking for a favor, and I did help get your people back safely, did I not?
You did. She's like, you know, like takes a drink, and she like is sizing you up, and she says, "Look, I've got no interest in crossing them. They're giving people hope. Whether or not it's false hope around here, I don't know. Is it false hope? Are you guys actually going to do something about this problem? Or is that just lip service from the mayor?"
Most of the time, you know me, I would say that it's been lip service, and I don't put my trust in anybody, but these ones, I think they might be the real deal.
Interesting.
Now, whether that doesn't mean it's just lip service from the mayor. The mayor might want to take credit, but we don't work for him. At least not yet.
She laughs. She's like, well, that's not the way he's been spinning it around town.
Of course, there's an election coming up. Another reason why I'm here.
Hmm.
Oh,
Go
come,
on.
Mera. Tell me you don't have any skin in the game here.
Oh, of course. Me and Osif have, an arrangement. He is content to look the other way while we do our business, so long as we don't ruffle the feathers of the locals.
Hmm.
We know the drill.
So you would want to keep him in power then?
I mean, I know I can control him.
Good.
Why?
Can you?
What did you have in mind?
No, I was about town and just heard a little whispers here and there of people seem a little concerned with the ill going ons and the happenings of the Lighthouse. Seem discontent with the mayor seeming to brush aside the threat so casually.
I mean, we can't have a panic, can we?
No. But it could present an opportunity for someone who maybe is more closely associated with taking credit for solving the issue. Someone friendly, someone you've already done business with.
Mukta, are you telling me you want to run for mayor?
Oh, oh, Mera gods, no. I don't stay in one place long enough to be mayor. No. My mother always said, leaders always have more headaches.
Fair enough.
But I was thinking someone more attractive, more charismatic.
She laughs and she starts getting the hint of what you're getting at. So what's your proposal is that Otari, who has since its founding been run exclusively by descendants of the Rose Guard, would be potentially interested in electing an outsider, somebody who, from what my understanding, comes from a big city, to come into our small backwoods place and bring us into the new era. She laughs and laughs and laughs.
When you put it that way, maybe, but when you skew it a little differently, and Otari's been run by descendants of heroes, long disconnected from their glory, content on past legacies. But what about new heroes? Fresh legacies.
She stops laughing as she kind of like takes in what you're saying, like she's actually considering it for like the first time, really. And she says, well, it is definitely an intriguing idea.
Speaking of control, how much can you control Rajani?
Well, he owes me 75 gold, so I'd say I have a short leash on him. Why?
Well, it appears in our conversations with him and trying to find out more about him, he seems to have gotten himself riled up to try to once again take what he claims is his rightful place as leader here.
Well, I wouldn't be lying if I hadn't tried to float that boat in the past, of course.
So you think you can control him more than Osef?
I have more leverage over Carmen, but Osef is more measured and controlled.
That's true. Rajani spoke of, let's just say, less than savory tactics in discrediting his opponent. Not something I'm necessarily averse to, but...
Right. Well, I'm not sure Rajani's the right choice. personally. He's a bit of a mess.
Well, that's why I wanted to come to you, tell you my thoughts, what I've heard around town, and, well,
The Howl angle is interesting. I'm not sure why I would attach my cart to that horse over Osev. Is there perhaps if we had some sort of leverage on him? Is there any, how shall we say, pressure points you know of that we could squeeze?
yeah, he's a good kid. Probably naive is most things. Good natured, I think.
But what about this sweet Caroline he's always singing about?
Yes, I don't know actually too much about her. As you know, I only recently joined this group after you sent me to Rain. But
Yeah, this is the moment where like you feel like her gaze like piercing you, right? Like she's really like reading you. Like this is her like putting aside like the games, and you can feel like her kind of really reading you in this situation. She says, "You wouldn't be hiding anything from me, would you?"
Mer, you know me better than that. I've heard him mention her. He seems quite sweet on her. I don't think she's in Otari though, so.
Right. Well, find something I can use so I can have leverage over him. And we'll talk about maybe backing him for mayor.
Of course, might have to have him come up with the idea first, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's one of the things we've taught you well, isn't it?
Now, we have a few days before we go to the mayor. Well, not a few days. The rest of this day before we go to the mayor's party.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Then we're
it's like afternoon and the party's tomorrow, so you have like 26 hours or so.
Then we're most likely heading back to the Lighthouse to continue our explorations. Is there any jobs or anything else you'd have me do while I'm here? You know,
If you're interested in making some coin, I might have some opportunities. There's a, trade caravan passing through. You could help us. You could help us help them pay the taxes, if you know what I'm saying.
Of course, but you know me. Coin comes and goes. I'm not so much interested. This maybe trinkets or favors.
Well, you already have my ear. I'm already in your debt for the rescue operation you did. If you're interested in doing some work for some more favors and put me in your debt, I'm sure something could be arranged.
That sounds good to me. I think we might we're staying here or the Rowdy Rockfish, apparently they're friendly there as well. But you know where to find me, huh?
Do you like she says like if you want a job I'll give you one right now.
If it's right now, then sure.
Yeah. So I mean she gives you a job, like basically she's got this trade caravan that's coming through. She needs you to basically break in and like get a copy of their ledgers so she can see like who they're all paying. So
okay.
if you're interested in this as like your sort of earn an income thing, you can give me a thievery check with like a DC 15. Let's say DC 16 thievery. It's a fairly easy job.
Okay. You say that, but you know how I roll.
Well, yeah. If you roll low, there's a chance when you do crime for like earning income, there's a chance to get caught and arrested.
All right, here we go. As my mother said, there's no such thing as luck.
The wisest mother.
Nice.
Very nice. That's a critical success. See, you were so worried. Yeah, so with that role, you're able to easily pull off the job that she hires you for. It's this whole thing where you're spending most of the time like pacing
Yeah.
and finding the best way to do it. It's not like a in and out thing, but you
Yeah,
pull it off perfectly, and you're able to get her all the information out of the ledger that she needs. And you know, she's basically willing to like you said, either she can pay you in like information, like favors down the road if you want to hold on to like a sort of like a favor you can call in, or she can presumably get you like some kind of like dose of poison or something she has access to.
Probably the favor.
Okay. So
Put that on the ledger.
Yeah.
And
so
I'll also keep a copy. I'll make 2 copies of the ledger that she had me break in for, and
Okay.
keep one for myself.
You keep one for yourself, but then just like on the down low, you're not letting her know you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
And that's my downtime.
yeah. So the last person left before we go to break, I know we're pushing it, Nulara.
I'm mainly preoccupied by the automatic response that came out of my mouth during that encounter with Borgo.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just I'll go with Hal for a bit and then watch him busk
Uh-huh.
for a bit, and then once I see a group starting to form, I'll just wave at him quietly and make my way out to the Dawnflower Library grounds.
Sure.
And then I'll have my own Mulan, I'll make a man out of you montage and just start working out.
Okay.
And then when I'm like absolutely exhausted, I'll go inside the library to see if I can ask someone if they have a book on Pharasma. And then I'll just read up on her really quick.
Hold on. We can't just brush that aside. We need the full song with the montage.
Yeah, I'm gonna find like a log, maybe like from the lumberyard. And then I'll just run around with the log. Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, no, we can't
I'm
sing
never
it.
gonna
We don't want to
catch-
get
Oh, yeah,
DMCA'd
no,
by Disney.
that's
Yeah, we're in trouble now. Yeah.
My
So
pendant's weighing heavy on my chest.
so let's have you do a recall knowledge check as you're reading about Pharasma, right? It's going to be a religion-based recall knowledge, and you're going to get because you're using the library and all the resources, you'll get like a +2 item bonus from the library.
What is a recall knowledge check?
So it's basically the same as like making like you're ultimately just making a religion check.
Oh, okay, a religion.
But like there's like the actual action, it calls for a religion check, and then there's, if you get a critical success or a critical failure, stuff like that, you can learn different bits
And
of
then
information
+2 from the
from the library. So yeah, the item, because you're using the library, so it's +2 using that knowledge.
Would be 13.
13. So probably books are hard. It's hard to stay focused when you're so exhausted. You get the basics, like Pharasma is like kind of the goddess of the afterlife, that fairy souls from down the river Styx. Like some of the stuff that you said earlier, like you see it in print, and you're not entirely sure necessarily where that came from. But yeah, I don't think you learn much. It's not considered, it's a failure, but it's not a critical failure, so you don't learn anything or learn false information. You learn the
wanted
basics.
to find out like stuff about her. Like I know the lady inside the mausoleum has been telling me about her and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
But if there were anything else, like in regards to
Yeah, with the 13, I don't think you learn anything that you're hoping to learn.
no
Yeah.
worries.
Okay.
I will thank the librarians and.
Yep.
I don't know. Did we figure out where we're gonna meet?
Not really.
I'm just gonna start looking for them.
Perfect. Well, that's fine, because this sort of first day downtime is going to take us to our break. So what we'll do, because we have an hour to go before we have to call it. That's like the deadline for tonight. So we'll take a 10-minute break. It's 9:01. We'll come back at 9:11. Ooh, that's a bad number. We'll come back at 9:11, and we'll kind of go from this, and we'll montage. We'll do a quick montage of you guys like getting your clothes from the tailor, and then because I owe a look at our tailor that somebody won the contest.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll go right into the party scene, and then that'll be like the quick role play of the party scene, and then that'll be where we call it for the night.
Sounds
So-
good.
All right.
All right, 10 minutes from now, if you're here in the chat, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Oh, actually, wait, no, that's not entirely true. Because I did want to give a shout out for... Should have had this open. Where is it? So before we go to our break, just a reminder, we have our sights set on 100 followers on Twitch, which you can see up here. Our reward is going to be a fan-filled one-shot set in Otari that can influence this campaign. So make sure to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube as well. It's probably going to be a combination Twitch, YouTube sort of deal. We're trying to get 1,000 followers on YouTube is our next milestone over there. So help us on both fronts if you can. And also, head on over to Rick's channel, Rick Plays Hell Harmony, Hallowed RPG on Twitch. Is that correct?
Yes.
And help him get to the 50 subscriber goal as well. He's not too far off. So you guys help push us over the finish line. Let's go to Rick's channel and push him over the finish line as well. I'm sure Rick will appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much.
So awesome. All right, 10 minutes, or come back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys very soon on the Abomination Vaults. Welcome back, guys. We were just chatting some of our downtime, like just a little bit of bookkeeping and buying items from the shops. And I think Nulara was selling off the Retribution Axe and buying a striking rune, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to have Carmen attach that to what weapon?
The longsword.
Aiden. No.
To the longsword. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you guys.
We
are
don't
selling
need to
off
do it now, guys, but I think it'd probably be good too. I would like to get the wand of healing. I think it would help pretty much all of us. So
Didn't we have one?
I think you need the
Yep.
staff.
we
again.
have wand, or not? I mean staff. Sorry, I said wand. You're right. I have the
Okay.
wand. No, it's the staff of healing. It's like 90 gold, which we can do. If we build enough money up later.
Yep.
Just something in the future. Want to throw it out?
Yeah, staffs are kind of cool in Pathfinder. I had linked it in chat. I don't know if anyone read it, but like the staff has spells in the staff, and the staff itself has its own charges that grow as the wielder grows. So if you have second level spell slots, you get 2 casting of heal through the staff for free every day with it. That doesn't burn your spell slot. It's pretty cool. And you can infuse it with more
very cool.
of your own spell slots as well to recharge it.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That axe will buy the wand or the staff.
So also as part of this downtime, Mukta, you were going to try to take this weapon rune, the +1 weapon rune, and attach it to your short bow, right?
If I have time, yep.
Yeah, we have, you have another day leading into the party, so I think it's reasonable for you to do that. So,
All right.
go ahead and what is the item level of the rune? Does it say? Probably like level 2 or 3. Is it on the trade character?
I took it off already. It's a +1 potency rune, weapon potency.
Yeah. Does it say what the item level? Let's see, edit. It's item level 2, so that's not too bad. So, so DC by level 2. So the DC is gonna be a DC 16 crafting check to transfer the rune.
Okay. Let's give it a go.
You're gonna have Hal give you guidance. You could.
If
right?
Hal is around. If we're back together as a group, then yes.
I will give him some guidance.
I think it's reasonable.
Good luck, my friend Mukta.
All right.
Oh, look at that! Awesome. Only
Nice.
7. That's a critical success. Easy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Does anything happen on a critical success?
Becomes a +2 short though. No.
Let's go.
I think it just uses. If you're swapping, use a higher low price between the rune. If it takes 1 day to transfer. Yeah, I don't think so. I think if it was costing any sort of, if it was costing you money, like if it wasn't coming off a runestone, it would you would have saved yourself some money. But yeah. Yep.
And
no problem.
I am an expert in crafting, so that works out.
Perfect. So you are able to
So make
add
my
that
short bow +1.
Yeah, so I think the way to do it is to edit the item, right? Like in the short bow, you can edit it and just put like +1 short bow, and then in the details there's a spot for potency rune, and you just make that drop down to +1.
Okay.
And then Nulara, did you do that on your longsword?
Actually, I'm gonna do it on the trident.
You are gonna do it on the trident.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it on the trident, yeah.
Now, do you
Nice.
want him to transfer the +1 rune from your sword to your trident too? It'll cost a little bit of gold.
Can I do Rajani?
Mhm.
Maybe I can do. I am poor at the moment,
Mhm.
but after all this is done, I can definitely pay you back. This trident has served not only myself in the party, but this town in general with the amount of things it's killed.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh.
I know. Not what you want to hear.
No. 13.
Oh, you don't have any kind of bonus at all?
No.
So this is what he says. Like, he basically says, like, if you want me to transfer the +1 over, like, he's gonna need something from you, which is he's gonna need you to, like, at the party, vocally support him for his bid for mayor. And if you do that, then he will not charge you for the rune transfer. But if you do, well, then you're gonna have to. If you refuse to help him on this, then he's gonna expect to be paid for his work.
Wait, he's gonna transfer like a +1 rune, not the striking rune?
I thought you wanted him to do both.
Oh no, just the striking rune.
Okay, so it's still less of a cost.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. What he tells you is like his time is worth like 5 silver. So if you just are willing to vocally support him for mayor at the party to people and let them know that you support his bid, then he's willing to do that work for free.
I will give him 5 silver.
Really?
Well,
So
for hell.
he's like, all you have to do is just tell people that you want me to be mayor, and we'll call it even. And you're like, here's the 5 silver, bud. And he's like,
That's a
Armin, if I cannot, if I can't persuade you, how do you expect me to persuade everyone else in that party?
he just tells you to. He just like takes the silver, slams it into his cash register, and tells you to get out.
Right. Pleasure doing business with you.
Right. And so yeah, you're gonna leave the +1 on the longsword, and then put the striking rune on the trident. Correct?
No, I just got a striking rune. I never got a +1.
No, I thought your longsword already had a +1.
The trident had a +1 if I remember correctly, because that one's magical.
Yeah. The trident.
I don't know why it's not a +1 anymore.
No, I don't think the trident was magical. It was just
It wasn't.
the Boscron.
It was
Oh,
just your,
it's
it was
a
just your
morning
dice.
star.
Right.
It was
Oh,
just
it's
your
just,
dice.
yeah, my dice was magical. Yes.
No, you have no. I'm sorry. It was the Morning Star that was +1.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, no.
So do you want to put it on the Morning Star?
No. I still want to put the striking rune on the trident because I
Okay.
do want to add like a damage die for the trident.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Just know it is possible to transfer the runes from one weapon to another. So if you want to migrate that +1 off the Morning Star to something else, you can with a bit of gold investment.
Okay, got it.
All I'm saying is, you know that sword in the Dawn library?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
it's getting replaced by that trident by the end of this adventure.
That'll be the last shot. Just the trident on display. Absolutely.
That would be. I would
Nice.
make
Very
King
cool.
Scrog proud.
Yeah. Rest in peace. By the way, we had that teaser at the end
I
of one of the episodes where he died.
did he?
You guys
die?
never went back to check on him. It's been like 6 episodes.
Oh well, we were harboring out like.
It's okay. Mukta has sworn to find out who destroyed his tribe and get revenge for Moskra.
I know.
We'll look for him. We'll look for him.
Yeah,
After everything.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Yeah, we're gonna find out who killed all of his tribe and bring them to justice, and then everyone else is making eyes like, no, sorry, yeah, Nulara and Howler just looking at each other like, no, don't tell him.
Oh no.
So yeah, so we do a quick crossfade to the tailor, and we see like the tailor shop now has like a name, and it basically is called like Cinna's Tailor, and the door like opens and it like rings the bell like ding ding, and you see the man like we only saw him from the neck down before why he was doing all of this, and he talked in like Charlie Brown wah before, but now he has a personality and name and a voice thanks to our followers who won the contest. Shout out to Nick who won that drawing. So like as you come in, right, he's like, oh, you've returned. Your thin dresses are ready. As requested. Hey, try them on.
God.
It's nearly time for tea. And yeah, one by one, like he leads you guys into like the changing rooms and hands you the exact outfit that you guys had requested, right? He measured you guys. He's been working on it for like 3 days now, and you guys tipped him quite well, and he's like really excited to be working for you. So like I think we see like Hal comes out and like dressed. Do you remember what you requested, Hal, like for your outfit?
It was I want to say gold with blue trim or blue with gold trim. That's what it was.
Right. And so you come out and it's tailored pretty nice. They have to do some last minute adjustments now that it's on you to kind of do some last bits of sewing to make sure it fits you perfect. But like you all look at him and Hal looks like very like regal dressed like this, and he's just like claps his hand. He's like, absolutely stupendous. And
I appreciate it. You made do good work. Thank you very much.
Yes, your work is quite pristine. I want to hear every detail.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Tell us everything.
I'm very late. I'm late for a very important date.
Oh, God bless you, Nick.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and so we get the shot of one by one as everyone comes out, and like the last person to come out is like Nulara. And what do you remember what you were wearing, Nulara?
I requested. Hang on, I'm gonna send it on Discord.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's
just a coat that comes out with like shoulder pads for the shoulders.
Mhm.
Yes. And with gold trim. I would prefer to get it in the purple. And then I'm gonna have some high boots.
Mhm. So he gets you tailored up. He's got some last minute adjustments to make sure it fits your shoulder right. And then when it's all done, you kind of come out and like everyone like sees you like step out and dressed in these like in this very nice like sort of like purple cloak dress. And then he's like, oh dear, this cloak is as beautiful as you are.
Oh, thank you very much. Where'd you get the materials for this one? I don't think I'm familiar with them.
Last bit of cloth that I got coming in from Absalom.
Where?
Absalom.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Just right up the coast a bit.
Okay. I'm adjusting the leggings a little bit. They're a little too tight. Yeah.
Yep. And so yeah, so you guys are all dressed to the nines. The sun is going down. The party's getting started, and so what it seems like the entire town has shown up at the mayor's mansion. Candles and magical orbs of light are dancing across the courtyard, where large tables have been set up just outside the Menhem's Manor, like big actual mansion. The whole like open space that's fenced has been transformed into this party space. Large areas dedicated to a dance floor are full of people, and a cobbled together band of mostly locals try their best at putting on catchy tunes. And despite the fact that Hal's probably not impressed, everyone seems to be having a good time. So, you guys are definitely the guests of honor. So as you guys arrive, there's sort of like the little trumpets go up and everyone's eyes turns, and then they announce you all by name as you like step into the party, like one by one.
I bend my head down. Oh, please don't do that.
And then as you do, like obviously the mayor is the first one to come over and greet you guys, and you know, takes like he sees you, Nulara, and he's like, "Oh, beautiful as ever," and then like goes to like kiss your hand, and then he like goes to like shake, you know, Hal's hand and Clovis's hand and Mukta's hand one by one. Big enthusiastic shakes, puts his arm around you, turns to the crowd, like making sure that he's like seen with you guys, right? Like very putting on a show. And yeah, you guys are able to kind of like filter into the party. So there's like this quick montage of people dancing, good food, mostly seafood. It seems to be the primary fare, but like out of the specialty, the local farmers guild has brought in like a whole roasted pig, and they've actually roasted a full-on pig, apple in the mouth and everything. And that's sort of the delicacy that everyone is like hoping to get just a bit of this pig. You know, there's a lot of people here, so it doesn't, not a lot of the pork to go around, but everyone is really excited to try it because it's like kind of like a rarity around here. And you know, they save a decent chunk for you guys as guests of honor. But there's shots of that. There's shots of people dancing. There's just like all night you guys are being pressed from crowd to crowd. From you guys get instantly split up, right? So they're like, they isolate you, they pull you. Oh, you got to meet this person. They pull you over here. They introduce you to some of the locals. It's this exhausting montage of you guys just in over your heads.
I'd like to,
socially speaking, except for
as
Hal.
part of this, whenever I see Nulara get nervous or get like swept off with people, and she's like totally uncomfortable, I will want to approach and say, "Okay, let us excuse me," and I'll take her hand. Time for a dance. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Hal.
Of course. You can dance though, right? Aye, no worries. Follow me.
Okay.
And
I
you guys
adjust
go
the scabbard on my waist.
Nice.
I still have my sword with me.
You still have your sword on you, even in this nice clothing.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. So we get a shot, like you guys you whisker off to the dance floor, and the camera pans across the room, and we see basically the local halfling cleric of the Dawnflare Library. Her name is Vandy Banderdash. She's eager to shake your hands, and like you see her like kind of chatting with a couple of locals, and she turns and you see like Clovis like looking like way out of his element, like looking around really nervous, and she greets Clovis and she pulls you over towards this group. She's like, Clovis, come here. This here is Clovis, and he's one of the heroes that is helping to save this town. Isn't that right? And Clovis, you feel the eyes of all these like strangers like turned onto you, waiting for your response.
Sure, definitely trying.
And like the two of them like exchange like looks a little bit, like that wasn't the hopeful answer that they were waiting for. And like one of these women are like, you don't think it's possible that this could happen again, do you? We've always been a quiet little town. It's such a shame to see the troubles of the world fall onto our doorstep.
Can I also come up as Clovis is having these conversations, put my arm around him and say, I'm sure you met our great friend, the powerful one, Clovis. Clovis, tell them a little bit more about yourself, please. Of course he's a hero. Look at him.
You got your hype man in your corner, Clovis.
I am a hero because of my group. We are a hero as one.
Oh, that's
always the philosopher. Very noble is, of course. Look at the man. He is very noble. He's a little shy, very humble in his opinion, but he certainly saved us back at the Lighthouse when all the ghouls and the ghosts came around. Isn't that right, Clovis?
Yes, I did.
All Pat him on the shoulder, smile, and walk away.
Yeah, you do that, and like Hal goes over and lights up the room, and they all like smile and interact with Hal, and he knows just what to say, and then Hal leaves, and like all the like energy gets sucked back out of the conversation, and there's just this like awkward silence between these like pristine rich women and Clovis. It's just like there's like a awkward silence, and one of them just like sips their goblet a little bit, and then the camera pulls away from that and goes across to the other end. So Hal has stepped away from Nulara temporarily, so then the camera pans over and we actually see Nulara kind of like being introduced by Doriana Menhems, which is the mayor's daughter. You guys met her. So Nulara, she's like taking you around. She's like, oh, you got to meet these people over here, and we catch them just yeah, do I have to? She tries to like pull you over. She's like, do you want to meet these people? Like she pulls you over like you want to go, but if you say, do I have to, she'll stop if you really say that and not force you to.
How about we take a break a little bit? We've met a lot of people already, if that's okay.
She nods. She's like, oh, sure. And like there's like kind of a waiter with like a tray of drinks coming by, and she pulls 2 off and offers one to you, and then finds like a little table to sit in, and she offers to sit down.
Do
and
you guys usually throw parties as big as this?
she laughs and she says, well, not usually as big as this. That takes special occasions. I don't know how Father does it. This political stuff is so exhausting. And she like is sipping her goblet as she chats with you.
It really is.
Yeah, you see her sipping and she's like eyeing you, and she's like, what's it like out there anyways, in the lighthouse? I've always fantasized about following in my family's footsteps. Not the mayor thing, but the adventurer thing.
A lot of indecisiveness. There's a lot of crumbs for us to follow, but nothing solid enough for us to really push head on. I've been wondering the same thing, like, where do we go? What do we do? But so far, we've just been dealing with the things that have been thrown at us.
And she like gestures at the kind of the party around. She says, well, as have I. Different challenges, safer challenges.
No one's
sometimes feel like I don't get to
from
make
becoming an adventurer.
I have expectations that Father places on me, But I do dream sometimes, like I'm experiencing somebody else's memories. I know, it's just me yearning to be free of this place. But every time I wake back up in my bed, I don't know. I know I shouldn't complain.
No,
Sometimes
I think you should. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I think you should delve in deeper into that. I've been surrounded by a lot of magic lately, and if there's one thing that I've learned is that nothing happens like coincidentally. Everything has a reason. Your dreams, well, now could just be that. It could also mean more, especially considering your lineage. So I wouldn't close it off and just conclude that it's nothing. Ask questions.
Yeah.
There's a crazy wizard that has a shop over here. He might help you.
Oh, morally bent? Yeah. Well, I always thought about following in great-great-grandmother's footsteps. Becoming, a cleric. Dedicating myself to some deity.
Party.
Yeah.
I say do it.
I just, sometimes it takes everything I have not to just go take Asafina's brooch out of storage and take it on another quest, like it deserves it, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, Nulara. My father is calling me. I have to get back to work. But thank you for this. Thank you for this chat. It's nice to talk to someone who understands.
Yeah.
And she's already
I'll
like
see you
whisked
again.
away. Like she's already like being pulled away by somebody for some rich, important person she has to meet.
I downed my drink and then
Yep.
grab another one.
Okay. And so we cut away to the other side of the party, and we settle on a clearly inebriated Carmen Rajani. He's talking loudly, not to anybody in particular, but wanting everyone to hear. A few people are sticking around, enjoying the show, but many are walking away, shaking their head as they do so. Mukta is standing nearby as Carmen slaps his strong hand on Mukta's shoulder, squeezing just a bit too hard. It's about time for some change around here. Can you honestly say things are good here? And this rat and his friends are going to bring that change, because we're working together, right? And he squeezes his fingers into your shoulder, Mukta.
I will kind of twist out of his grasp.
Mhm.
I don't know. This wine is pretty good, and I'm a shoki, not a rat. And I'll walk away.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're walking right, you can see like some of the people that are around him that are kind of watching. The few people that you were talking with right before this, and as you're walking away, you can't help but eye just a second time the expensive rings that they're all wearing.
Mhm.
They're all making excuses to get away just like you. And as you're walking away, Carmen is like yelling at you, and he's like, "We still have a deal, right? You're still gonna get up in front of everyone and announce you're backing me for mayor." And what do? You keep walking? Do you come back?
I'll Mr. Rajani, I think you've had a few too many cups of this fine wine. Please, why don't you calm down? And then I'll kind of put my hand on his shoulder now.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, not on his shoulder, on his arm.
Okay.
And because I'm a little shorter,
Right.
and I'll
And
I'll
he's got some muscles under there, like he's a blacksmith after all.
and I'll kind of lean in so he can only he can hear me. And I said, you don't want Yinyas Mera becoming upset at any unpleasantries tonight might cause, do you?
He laughs like loudly at you, right? And you see him like a little off balance, and he like leans back into you so you can hear him too. And he says, "We're in the same brotherhood, you and I. Remember? You know I have connections. I was going to say the same thing to you. You don't want to cross me."
But don't ruin the plan by making it public now. We want to keep our opponents in the dark until it's the right moment to strike, do we not?
He's like
revealing our
scratching his-
plans now would spoil the surprise and the sure victory later.
Yeah, but your friend, she came in and he's like putting his hand like in your chest. She came in and she said she'd rather pay 5 silver than publicly support me. What's that about? Are you gonna double cross me?
We each know our talents, and well, don't you want Yosef to be overly confident in his victory? And how sweet would it be when you see it snatched away from him at the last moment?
He's like considering this, and like you can tell he's having a hard time even following your words fully. And then he busts out really loudly in laughter. He's like, "I like you, little, what'd you say, Chostoski, whatever. You're my
Close.
friend." He can't remember what you said. So that you've had this little moment with him at least. And then the camera from there drifts back across the party, across the dance floor to Hal Harmony, who's found himself within a gaggle of important people surrounding him, each from the important lumber families of Otari. There's representatives from 2 of the important lumber families, a middle-aged human man named Rab Shurtel, and a beautiful half-elf named Alamora Inkelholtz. Along with them is Clorte Hengis, the large half-orc foreman of the Giant's Wheel that you guys met before, or at least saw before, and a stout halfling named Jala Highstepper, a representative of the Farmers Guild who brought the pig here for the feast. and she's from the Farmers Guild that is from the outlying farms in the area. They're all laughing as well as like spinning tales of their adventure. And then all we hear as it comes in is Clorte is like, oh, it sure sounds like some mighty trident she has there.
You wouldn't believe it. It's going to replace that sword in the library or museum or whatever it is.
I was just going to say that. We should put it on display at the Otari Museum. And then there's like a chorus of laughter from the group as you guys are all like laughing with each other. And then the elven woman like is the first to kind of stop laughing, and she like kind of leans in kind of serious with you, and she's like, so tell us, Hal Harmony, what caused all this chaos in the first place? And then Rab, the other man, chimes in. He's like, yes, what awakened the lighthouse anyway? Should we be worried? And you can feel their like eyes like on you waiting for your answer.
We don't know. We've only been there a few times. We've seen some things. We helped fend off the undeads that came from the cemetery. But if you want more information, and I'll take her hand, we should have a dance.
She smiles and she's like, oh. And then she goes to like take your hand and go onto the dance floor with you. And at that moment, you're interrupted by a sweaty, red-haired man. Morley-Bent, the wizard, stumbles into this conversation and like literally bludgeons his way into the middle of the crowd. And he's like out of breath, and he's like, Hal Harmony, I've been looking for you. You must come with me now. It's important. And he's like taking like heavy breaths. And you look at your companions who are very perturbed at this intrusion and inappropriate rudeness that Morley-Bent has brought.
I will bend down at the waist, kiss the fine lady's hand, maybe another time. And I will round up my companions and...
Yeah, as you're walking, she's like, we'll have to schedule a dinner sometime soon and hear more of your stories. And then she tries to like go in for a hug as Morley-Bent is like trying to pull you away.
I will deftly dodge her and turn with Morley and head out and look around the crowd and see if I can make contact with Nulara.
Yeah, so as you look, Morley-Bent in this time has already gathered all the other three. So you look and he's pulling you over, and your other three companions are already there, like in a little group, like waiting for you as he pulls you over to them. And he pulls you guys to the edge of the party, slightly away from the crowd and away from the music. So you guys have a little bit of easier conversating. And he says, sorry, I know I'm not great at parties, but I learned something I thought you needed to know. And he's still like breathing a little heavily. The lighthouse, you know, that light beam you saw in the graveyard, Nulara? I've been going over that moment again and again. And as he speaks, your eyes kind of drift away from him and look north, and from this like high cliff here, you can see the pale blue glow like off in the lighthouse, just a bit in the fog. If you look really close and you know it's there, you see that ominous lighthouse glow in the distance. And he's like, so there's this distinct shift in the magical energies and a faint popping sound that is unmistakably conjuration magic. I told you this, I know. But that creature, the Scalathrax, it must have lived somewhere beneath the lighthouse. That thing was teleported here, no doubt. I'd imagine some sort of holding chamber that can focus the magic and send things over great distances. And he's like going over this and like really fast and excitedly explaining it to you guys.
I look towards Nulara and I say, I mean, maybe Morley was right. We need to remove the lenses from the lighthouse top. I mean, if it cannot focus the light, it cannot teleport the creatures like the spider person, the spider thing.
And he speaks of it like, yeah, but that's just it. That's not all. The summoning and the light going out at the same time. That's no coincidence. There was a surge in the energy. I saw it. I felt it. And then it burns out. Like, you take an oil-soaked rag, it goes up in flame, it burns out too fast. It takes time to re-soak that rag, or in this case, to recharge its energies.
Oh, how long do you think we have left?
Well, there's no doubt it's recharging. I went out to look. I know you said I shouldn't. I just looked from the outside. By my calculations, I mean, we have a month or so, maybe less.
Oh.
And and then it'll be able to summon again. And who knows what else this time.
Okay. I look at the rest of the party. So the lenses?
So you're telling me that it takes a month for this thing to recharge, but we had to leave the party now.
Thank you, by the way. I was freaking out inside of there, Morley.
Right. Yeah, he's like, yeah, sorry, I'm not the best at these social situations. I was really excited to tell you.
You scared us, though. I thought something else was gonna happen.
Oh. Should I have waited for morning? I don't know protocol on these things. Sorry.
No. It's okay.
And right at this moment, you're interrupted because there's a loud gong noise, like boom, that like echoes over the whole party. And like everyone goes like quiet. And you guys kind of turn over and look, and you see on top of the stage where the band is usually playing, you can see Osif is standing up there and he's beginning to like address the crowd. And he's dressed regally, and hanging at his side at this point, unmistakably, he has the cooperative blade off display hanging on his side for all to see.
What? What a bitch.
And you can hear him talking as you guys push in here what he's saying, and he's like, my citizens, I know we have been through a lot this week. Many of you have been in fear, worrying for your families since the attack. But I am here to assure you, you are safe. Our town is safe. The attack that happened, it was a one-off event. My closest advisors have assured me it cannot happen again. But I know, with that lighthouse standing as a threat, it doesn't matter what I say. You will not feel safe. And that's why I am proud to announce here and now, our friends, the heroes of Otari, have agreed to take on the quest to make sure the lighthouse will never bother us again. And as you look at each other, like, who is the heroes of Otari, is like all eyes kind of turn towards you guys. There's a round of applause from the crowd. The entire party starts cheering loudly, and everyone in the party's eyes turn, and you can feel the hundreds of eyes here all cheering and clapping and focused on you guys. And
Push Hal forward.
Yeah, like the mayor unsheaths the cooperative. The mayor like unsheaths the blade and has it like pointing up in the air towards you guys. And let's hear it for the new Vilsgard, Nulara, Mukta, Clovis, and of course your favorite, Helharmony. And then everyone in the crowd is like clapping and cheering, and you hear people yelling, "Speech! Speech!" as Doriana is like kind of coming over to you guys sheepishly and like saying, "Come on," and trying to pull you guys as a group towards the stage. And as you move through, the band begins playing celebration music. It's like for He's a Jolly Good Fellow starts playing. What were you gonna say, Hal?
I was gonna say I will willingly go with the young lady, of course.
Okay. And so Hal goes. What about the rest of you guys?
I'm gonna roll for like a panic attack check.
Make a willpower save. Oh, but you can't be. Aren't you like immune to fear now? Not in this situation.
Yeah, but not my anxiety.
You might not be immune yet. I think that might come later. I don't remember.
No, I just get to like reduce it like a level.
Got it. So you can make the willpower save roll if you want, but like as you guys decide what you're doing, like who goes up and who goes down, like you're pushed to the crowd and everyone's like trying to like put their hand on you and shake your hand and congratulate you. Everyone in the crowd looks happy as you guys make your way to the stage, except for there's one angry voice or one angry face like in the crowd, and it's none other than Carmen Rajani. And as you walk by Hal, he like spits down at your feet. And he just yells at you like, "We had a deal, remember?" As you're whisked past him up on stage. So Nulara, the 15, does that mean you go?
Yeah, but before that, no, never mind.
Okay. Yeah. So like Hal gets up on stage, right? And everyone's cheering, and the mayor comes over and he shakes your hand, Hal, and he leans in to whisper into your ear. And he says, I apologize for the theatrics, but morale is important. I'm sure you understand. And he smiles big and puts his arm around you and turns to face the crowd with a big smile, waving at everyone as he does so. And as
You
he's looking
shouldn't.
oh, good.
You shouldn't worry about these theatrics. I have this well under control. And I kind of push him away. And I want to play a ode to the Rose Guard, like whatever the hymn is or has been built over time to the group.
Okay. So the crowd goes silent, right, as you get your instrument out. Do you want the band to back you up, or is this all on you?
No band.
Okay, the band, you like give the band a look and they know to back down. Okay. So you get up on stage and it's very quiet. Except for the jeering and the hollering from Carmen Rajani, who's taunting you. Do you want to give a performance check here?
Yes.
And what are you're playing the song, but what's the goal here? What are you attempting to accomplish?
I want to divert the attention of the people away from what everybody is saying and get them enthralled in the performance. And if we do well, then I'll have the band join in and we whisk away into the evening.
Okay. So I think in this moment the DC can't be that high. So let's just set the DC at 15. And you gotta burn that. Oh, gotta burn that hero point because we're on the end.
Hero
of the
point.
Hero point. Hero point. Much
Boom.
better. Much
Yay.
better. So yeah, the crowd becomes putty in your hands, and you're able to mold them, and the band joins in, and it's this triumphant thing, and this ode to the Rose Guard goes up, and there's like, there's verses about like the original Rose Guard, and I think the crowd starts singing, but they start replacing your names over the original Rose Guard in the verses. It doesn't make sense in the context of the song, but they're all like feeling it, so they're doing it anyways. And yeah, go ahead.
I'll bring like the important people that I've met throughout the evening up on stage to start singing it with us. See everybody singing it, and then once there's enough people up there where we can sneak away, I'll sneak off the stage and grab Mukta, Clovis, and Nulara, and we'll just bounce.
So while that's happening, like right while like you're doing the song and stuff, and the mayor's like doing it, the mayor kind of comes over to like Nulara and then the rest of them. You guys are standing there just off stage watching, and as he watches this go down, he's like, "Quite the showman, isn't he?" And then he turns and he got the serious look in his face. He's like, "Let's talk specifics. 50 gold payment each. Just make sure that Lighthouse never attacks us again. I have an election to win."
Could I have been doing one thing?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Just kind of going through the crowd, trying not to be noticed, but like whispering, like, "Now that's a hero. That's a man that had a confidence."
Yeah. You're trying to like
That's
work
the
the
lead-in.
crowd.
Yes, how's
Yeah.
the mayor?
Nice.
Uh-huh.
I love
Make
it.
I mean, let me just.
I'm just
double check.
whispering it, like not really like, just like I'm not trying to like
No, yeah.
persuade them. I'm just trying to like whisper it into the crowd,
Okay, yeah. You're just like placing that sort of thing.
Planting this deed.
Honestly, I think that one of the downtime activities you can do is like sow secrets or sow like rumors and stuff or something like to turn that. So yeah, so that's awesome. You're starting.
Whisper campaign.
Yeah, he's starting a whisper campaign. So so you get everyone together. How after everyone's full swing, you whisk them away. Is that what you said you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Before-
and so that's the last shot we get. You guys like rushing away from like the party. It's in full swing. The camera pulls up off the cliffs, and it drifts north, closer and closer to the lighthouse. And we can see as we get close to the lighthouse, just a glowing blue pulse, growing brighter and brighter. And as the camera goes right into that bright white light, it hurts our eyes. And for the briefest moment before we cut to black, there's a deep, unsettling scream of pain and horror. And that's where we end tonight's session.
It's
Holy
King
crap.
Scrog.
Let's go to the lighthouse.
So yeah, we managed to complete the party, guys. Congratulations on that. We
I
got some
wanted to
plot
say
moving
how
forward. Sorry, go
the
ahead.
mayor was a complete asshole.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
definitely getting Hell Harmony elected.
Let's go. That is the goal of this
Yeah,
campaign.
I like it.
Forget the lighthouse. It's all about the
Yep.
Well, honestly, Mukta's got a good point here, which is like old heroes are one thing, but like if you guys do this and become actual heroes, you know, that's like changing the game, right? That's the way to do it.
Let's go.
So I like that. You guys have given yourself personal stake in this sort of thing.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, it's been fun tonight. I know we started late. We got to end right on time because Nina's going to drop off right now. So Nina, thanks for playing tonight. That is going to do it for us this week on the Abomination Vaults. Thank you to Nina, Richard, Mike, and Rick for playing with me. It's been a blast as always. I love this. Thank you to the viewers, both everyone live with us on Twitch right now, and those of you who watch later on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow both me at DM Steve and Rick at Hallowed RPG on Twitch and YouTube. We got some cool contests for you coming in the near future. Help us reach our 100 follower goal here, 50 followers over on Hallowed RPG, so we can run a one shot in this world for you, our fans. As well, you know, check out our my DM prep video series. Episode 3 posted last week. It covers Otari. It's live on YouTube right now. Next week, I will be taking a break for Memorial Day this weekend, but I'll be back the following Sunday to look at level 2 in the Ruins of Gauntlight part, and we're going to start going through level by level for the rest of the dungeons. For this game, we'll be back next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time, as our group continues to see what horrors await them just around the next corner in the Abomination Vaults. Do you guys have any sign-off things you guys want to say?
Thank you.
Happy Memorial Day. Be safe.
The
Yeah,
mayor
stay
is an
safe.
asshole.
Mayor is an asshole. I tried really hard to write him as a swarmy asshole, and
He was.
You did
succeeded.
well.
I
Yeah,
did well.
That was
Okay, good.
awesome.
All right. Until next week, until next Wednesday, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye. We'll see you guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, guys.